Good to be with you again. Good to see you. I'm going to talk with you today about the modern phase of the gospel movement, a difficult rebirth. Right, here's the idea. In the late 18th century, a number of intellectuals in Europe began to probe the question, what did Jesus really teach? What was his core gospel? And a number of inquiries were made. Increasingly, the tools of modern history were used. In the 19th century, that inquiry came into the German universities, which were the best on the planet at that time. And theologians began to work on this, one of whom was Adolph Harnack, H-A-R-N-A-C-K. And Harnack was asking, what was Jesus' original message, core message? And we've got to peel off some layers of interpretation and read between the lines and be disciplined historians as we go after this lost understanding. And Harnack made a tremendous breakthrough. This is how he expressed it, that the core of Jesus' teaching was the fatherhood of God, the brotherhood of man, and the infinite worth of the individual human soul. A tremendous breakthrough. And yet, at the same time, our great strengths are right next to our great weaknesses. And he left out the gospel according to John. He left out the idea of Jesus as the Son of God as well as the Son of Man. And so one-sidedness sets up the battlefield, if you will, for other kinds of one-sidedness, and the dialogue goes on and the debate goes on with germs of important insights on both sides of any one of these controversies. So, all right, you've got this fatherhood of God, brotherhood of man concept of the universal family. And that runs into World War I, World War II, where no one can believe in the brotherhood of man. It's not a practical reality. You use the phrase, it doesn't have intuitive, that yes that comes when people hear the phrase. And a great opponent of Hitler's was the German theologian Karl with a K, Karl Barth, B-A-R-T-H. And Barth just hammered this idea of the brotherhood of man. According to him, the family of God did not go beyond the boundaries of Christianity. All right, so you've got this conservative neo-Orthodox theology challenging the concept of the brotherhood of man. And then in the 1960s, by that time, you get the feminist movement, which was doing so much good and had so much truth in it, just like Karl Barth had so much truth in his. A great deal of Jesus' gospel had to do with becoming a son of God by faith. Barth was right. Well, okay, anyway, so here we are with the feminists. And how true it is, women and men are profoundly equal. And the theologians, some of the theologians in that group said the father concept of God is sexist. So if I mean, their critique has been very influential. And in many circles around the world, we've got Christians and non-Christians with an unspoken taboo that it's just sort of, if you use masculine language for the deity, you just sort of, you need to be awakened. You need to have your consciousness raised. You just need to have the humanity. And of course, Jesus would never impose any language like father on women and girls who've been so abused by their fathers that the very word father conjures up horrible associations. So on so many sides here, we've got important truths and the new phase of the gospel movement, I want to call it the modern phase of the gospel movement, is having a difficult birth. And now the followers of Jesus, Eastern Orthodox, Roman Catholic, Protestant varieties, and none of the above, can unite and come to see the spiritual reality of the family of God. The fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man are not the only language that you can use to communicate the truth in these concepts. So let's find effective ways to communicate with this person and that group. And let's not just as a community let go of the core revelation of the personality of God that Jesus gave. God is our Father. We are his sons and daughters. And if we realize the spiritual reality of the universal family now, the fact that it's not a practical reality just challenges us. It challenges us to be better parents. It challenges us to love and serve the neighbor as oneself, and so on, and to worship God in spirit and in truth. That is our adventure, our challenge today. May you live it in the way that God gives you. Thank you for who you are as a child of God. Thanks to the Creator for his beautiful will for your life, his awesome love, his spirit within you that works such truth and beauty and goodness as we often one-sidedly learn to communicate, cooperate with. Peace.